moved on, and I was pretty frustrated. I definitely didn't want the doctors to ever tell her that there was no recovery point for her. I wanted her to maintain a point that she always thought she'd be able to be healthy and come back from, and be healed from, and be whole again. She used to say, I don't want to leave this hospital until I'm able to wear my high heels again. I used to make sure I went to the chemotherapy sessions with her because I didn't want, especially the consultations, I didn't want anything to be said or done to her or whatever. I want to make sure she wasn't alone. She was starting to see some return in her mobility too from the chemotherapy. It was wonderful. It was definitely a positive thing for her to see. I remember one day I missed a consultation, and the radiation doctor he told her what her other doctor had told me, and I remember that was a point. That point took place after I actually called her Aunt Joyce, her favorite aunt, to come and see her because with the rate of her loss of mobility and with the doctors telling me that, I wasn't really sure how much longer she had. So I wanted to make sure that aunt in particular saw her while she was still able to move around. So Joyce came, and Joyce was with her right after she came back from that, and she said it was just crying. She said, and I got there later and couldn't really understand why there was an icy chill in the room, and they're not really ghostly chill or anything, but it was just a difference. And said his attitude, and she looked like she had been crying, and Joyce kind of had the look on her face like, I'll tell you later. So a later moment came, and Joyce was able to tell me that. Of course, I went ballistic, and I made sure that cancer radiation treatment doctor knew, and the lead oncologist knew, and the City of Hope lead doctor knew that, they don't need to say anything to my wife other than, good morning, Mrs. Carlisle, and good afternoon, Miss Carlisle, how are you doing, and what movement can you do today, Mrs. Carlisle? And they weren't to give her any more negative, no more bad news, to use a term out of the whiz, right? Still trying to get her to Loma Linda. The City of Hope was the Pope. And we finished radiation, and Loma Linda was done. They weren't going to do any more treatment on her, and they were going to discharge her. They were trying to make preparations for her to come home and do hospice and die, because they said City of Hope wouldn't take her.